The new moon in Aquarius on January 21st is a great time for you to start working towards your main goal for 2023. I'm going to run through why that is. This is a really great time, and I want to make sure that as many people can use this as they want to, as who should be using this, because after a few months of retrograde hell, we have a good end to January. So the main kind of manifestation upside of this, you could say, is that the planets are not retrograde anymore that are really relevant for that kind of thing. So Mercury is no longer retrograde. This means communication, travel, getting from one place to another, transmitting your idea into reality, the movement of one thing to the next, getting things moving basically. That planet Mercury is now direct. It is not quite out of shadow, but it's moving quickly enough that I wouldn't be too concerned. Mercury retrograde actually would have ended 3 days. Okay, it's still in shadow, so things are going to be a little bit rusty. However, it is better than being retrograde, obviously. Being in shadow simply means there's still some hiccups, some resistance, but it's not the end of the world. Maybe instead of missing your appointment, you're running 10 minutes late. Maybe instead of your friend completely flaking out on you, they just actually have an emergency come up that is legitimate and not lying, etc. So it's not the end of the world. Mars retrograde is firmly over. Mars is not out of shadow because Mars is slow as fuck, but Mars is direct, meaning that your actions, your ability to be direct and upfront with getting things done, and your ability to kind of have the guts to sort out the problems, that is increasing. Uranus will station direct the very next day, and being okay with the sudden spontaneity in life is also going to be on your side. The very next day, Uranus is just stationing. It's not a big, it's not retrograde basically. It's stationing still. So these 3 planets are on your side basically. Not to say that everything is perfect, but that this new moon actually has much more opportune energy than the ones in weeks past or months past even. Secondly, this new moon has Venus and Saturn conjunct. Now this has positives and challenges, but there's a great upside if what you're building is very serious and you are very committed to it. Because Venus is values, it's harmony, and having Venus in the sign of the new moon shows the possibility to harmonize and to build something beautiful out of what you're doing. Saturn adds commitment, seriousness, and maturity. And Saturn is not the easiest planet, however, having Venus and Saturn together emphasizes delayed gratification and the gravity of what you're building. This is not a lighthearted, frivolous, dramatic new moon. This is an intellectual, a little bit cold and calculated, but very committed new moon. So Aquarius is a fixed air sign. It is the sign of architecting, it is the sign of being a visionary, and having Saturn in its own sign when it's ruling this new moon helps strengthen that commitment and that seriousness. So if there's an overlying energy to this new moon, it's going to be Saturn, it's going to be seriousness, it's going to be logic and this larger plan. Not to say that you can't have values. I definitely have a plan for this new moon that is creative in nature, but it's more of the financial architecting side of things because this new moon is happening in my 2nd house. At the end of this video, I'm going to run through what this means for you. I should have said it in the beginning. But this new moon is a time of seeing the vision because Aquarius is a Saturn-ruled sign traditionally that I ascribe to. It shows building the outlying architecture and then letting other people do the menial work. So if there's a new moon that is more around the architecting, the larger vision, and then letting the details work themselves out, this is it. This is a macro new moon. Aquarius is the macro, it's not the micro. As much as my Virgo ass loves to have the little nitty-gritty details, this is not that. This is much more the oversight of the strategy and the plan. So think about your main impressive goal for 2023. What is it that you want to overall have to show for yourself that is not personally petty, it's not super stupid, I don't know how else to say it, but a large scale plan. Because if you're watching my videos, you're not someone that just wants to probably doze off on the couch all day. You probably have goals, you probably have ambitions, you're probably a pretty cool person. I get to meet the coolest people every single day when I do readings. Literally every time I hop on a call, I'm what really awesome, interesting person am I going to meet today? Because it's just always the most interesting people. But this new moon is not frivolous, it's not petty, and if you have something that is writable on a piece of paper, I have a thing where each new moon, I try to do something manifestation-wise that is that element. So for fire, new moons, I write it down and I throw it into the fire, whatever I want to create. If it's an earth new moon, I write what I want and I put it into the ground. If it is a air new moon, people told me to put it into a balloon, write it on a balloon, and then let it go. I'm going to test that out. If you want to test that out with me, maybe let's all do it and let's see what happens. There's probably some issue with balloons popping on people, but maybe that's not that big of an issue and we shouldn't be too concerned. And then if it's I guess earth, air, water, fire, did I do all the elements? Water, put it into water. What have I done for water? I think I've just put the paper in water or done something. I forgot. I haven't done a water new moon in quite a bit because I think that's the one, it's been a while. I'm gonna do that, so you can do that with me if you would like and let me know. What I would also keep in mind is that with Saturn, things take time and usually involve a sacrifice. Maybe the sacrifice is time. But if I'm creating a plan for myself, which involves my second house of finances, which particularly is just around budgeting, because I have a lot of moving parts and changes in my life right now, specifically around like financial things, how I'm setting up my life, and I need to sit down, crunch the numbers, and really write something out, because there's a certain amount that I need to make every month to fulfill the creative goals I have. And like, I'm someone where I set out, I need to make this much, what can I do to fulfill that? I'm not really waiting for the world to be like, oh, you make this much. I'm like, no, I will fucking figure it out. So I need to sit down and do that. And that's not petty, it's not personal, it's not about like, oh, like what do I want? No. There's a quota. So there's a sacrifice there, because it might mean that, oh, I mean, I can technically, I can do fucking everything. I will do everything. There's not a like, oh, I don't have time. No, bitch, I always have time. Always. But there might be a sacrifice of the resources in hand. Like if I'm not spending here, I need to reallocate here. And there are major changes I'm gonna make because I wanna put literally everything I have into creativity. And then, like, I'm not gonna be traveling. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Fucking, like, I have a trip planned. I'm just gonna take the sunk cost because I don't wanna pay for that flight to this location. Like, whatever. My priorities are changing. So if it feels like you are up-leveling into a more serious decision, the energy is very opportune. This is a good time to put your foot down and be like, 2023, like, you're gonna figure it out for me, but I'm gonna give you my asks. That's actually a good energy for this. Give 2023 your demands. This is your ultimatum. Respectfully, but you demand this, and then let 2023 figure out the details. Because this is an Aquarius new moon. This is not a Virgo new moon. We don't need to nitpick. We need an outline. Get out, like, I showed this journal in my last video. This is like such a cool journal, and like the paper is just, I need to like smell it before I have my photo shoot. We're gonna smell this, because this is why I'm like done up a little differently. I did not straighten my hair today. I have really wavy hair naturally. I just curled some of the ends to add more volume, but I don't think I'm gonna straighten it anymore. I think I'm just gonna fucking let it rip, because I kind of like the messy, really messy hair nowadays. Anyway, this is an important journal. I'm probably going to architect. Actually, no, I'll write down the plan and then put the overarching goal in a balloon and let that free. So based on your rising sign, this is where it's happening for you. Aquarius rising, your first house of self, body, personality. What do you want to seriously become in 2023 personally? If you are a Pisces rising, this is in your 12th house of spirituality, mental health, and what you do to keep your mental health sane. Do you need to stop drinking and doing drugs? Do you need to take on meditation? Those kind of things. If you are an Aries rising, this is in your 11th house of networking and friends. What kind of social group do you want to surround yourself with and attract? If you are a Taurus rising, this is in your 10th house of career. So what do you want to attract, commit to, build up in your career? If you are a Gemini rising, this is in your 9th house of studying and traveling abroad. So if you want to study anything or you want to travel abroad, what do you need to commit to get there? If you are a Cancer rising, this is in your 8th house of shared finances and investments. So if there's a financial goal you want to reach, what are the kind of things you're going to need to get there? If you are a Leo rising, this is in your 7th house of committed relationships and partnerships. So what are your serious goals and guidelines for 2023? If you are a Virgo rising, this is in your 6th house of physical health and coworkers. So you're likely going to be taking on some sort of responsibility for your physical health, or something that you want to involve a team around if you want to hire people or work with people. Then if you are a Libra rising, this is happening in your 5th house of creativity and romance. So if you have something you want to attract in your dating life or creatively, this is a good time to set those standards. If you are a Scorpio rising, this is in your 4th house of family or property. So there might be something you need to settle in for your home. If you are a Sagittarius rising, this is in your 3rd house of creativity, routine, content, and writing. So it might be something you really need to get out, commit to doing each day. This is going to be that. And if you are a Capricorn rising, this will be in your 2nd house of income and spending. So you might need to, like me, rebudget and crunch the numbers for what you need to do in 2023. So I hope that you all are using this new moon. I'm gonna do a little bit of a fit check because I like my outfit here before I head out for a photo shoot. We will see if this works. I have a feeling that this is not going to work whatsoever because this area is just difficult to do this in. We're gonna do this. So I'm in this dress, which I've worn quite a few times now, but I haven't gotten any like super good pictures in it, so I'm not worried. And then I didn't wear these boots with it last time because I didn't think it worked. I did not do my usual makeup today. I'm actually doing red eyeliner, and I've had these eyelash extensions for literally a month, but they did them so well, they've almost all stayed on. I need to go back this week though. Anyway, I'm gonna head out to this photo shoot that I'm doing with my friend Nicole. You might know her, Nicole, or Late July on Instagram. I will see you in the next one.